They say that 2020 has been one of the worst years ever, but I hope that our citizens don't think that way.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'm so sorry, but this year has been terrible.
Ever since the day that you went away, you've been sending flowers to me, flowers today, flowers today.
This video is just going to be me reflecting on 2020 and my experience with 2020 and how much I hated it. As I said in my literal first video, 2020 is not going the way I planned for it to go. I had a lot of expectations for this year. I planned a lot of things for this year, and literally none of them happened. None of them happened. There are goals that I set for myself that I met, but there are things that I had planned that just weren't able to happen because of Corona, because of quarantine. And then when I made plans within the year to, make up for the things I couldn't do, them never happened either. Let me list all my problems to you, because that's what this video is for. Reflection. So starting from probably the first big thing that was supposed to happen this year, my 2020 CSEC exams in May and June. Those were indefinitely postponed for a long time, and then literally, I don't remember if it was out of nowhere, but it was out of nowhere to me. They announced that okay, it's happening now, in a couple of weeks. I don't really remember, but I know they were going back and forth with dates. We never got any type of finalization, and the last thing I heard, the date was in late, and then all of a sudden it come back forward. Did that make sense? But the date, the last final date that we got was a lot sooner than the date we heard right before that, and that just caught me off guard. And it was very annoying for me. It was very frustrating for me, and it was very mentally and emotionally draining for me, because I just did not know when they were going to do anything, and it's not that I was expected to, because obviously not, but I was expected to be prepared while everything else was going on, while stuff that we didn't understand was going on. And I was expected to be ready at any time to be called upon to do this exam that we didn't even get to finish preparing for in the correct way. The next thing that the exams being pushed so far back bothered. Does that sentence make sense? The next thing that the exams being pushed so far back mess up for me. The next thing that get messed up is my summer holidays. This was supposed to be my long summer. Oh my god, I was supposed to finish exams early June? Actually, don't even remember. I think it was around that time, early June, which is a good month before school itself would have done. And then we end up finishing a month after school would done. Like I understand why, but I was waiting for that. I was really waiting for that from probably grade 10. I was like, wow, my CSEC year is the year that I'm going to get my longest summer break in a long time. And then it just never happened, and it had the audacity to be even shorter, because I know we started later this semester, this term, this school year, but still the break never feel like a break. I didn't like it at all. The next thing, still about summer, I was supposed to get a summer job, and I was also supposed to go to England this summer. None of them got to happen. So I have not been making any money. I mean, it's not like I work otherwise during non-corona times, but I did get money by going to school. I don't get money from staying at home, because I'm not buying lunch or anything, and I'm not working. because I can't. And this summer where I was going to work, I didn't get to. So broke. And then obviously other people travel, me not gonna travel. I may have sense. Oh, and the last thing I have on my list is that I'm broke. I said that already though, but like so because of all of this, a lot of things that I planned, and not just a lot of things that I planned, but how the year has been in general, my mental health has been suffering. Suffering. Socializing, which I think is somewhat connected to my mental health. The social skills go down when my mental health is bad. So I've been getting worse at that. Yeah, I'm not going to go into detail about that, but that has not been good either. I will say though, this year I learned a lot of things about myself, and I allowed myself to research more about topics that I'm interested in, not just school related things. So that was nice. But it would have been great also if I got to do that outside of the context of a global pandemic. Like, I didn't need to go through that to be able to find out about myself. Well, what I found out about myself isn't in any way, shape, or form related to the pandemic. Nor is what I researched related to the pandemic. So I didn't need this. I didn't. But overall, my year has been terrible. Like, genuinely, I'm not even going to lie. Yep. Let's move on to the next section. So, recovering from 2020, is that possible? I don't know. I have not tried. Here's the thing. So, as with like any other traumatic experience, I think 2020 has been a traumatic experience for many. I don't think a lot of people have processed it as a traumatic experience, but it has been, at least in my opinion. But as I was saying before, as with any traumatic experience, you need time to process it and think about it and work through it. We will not be awarded that same luxury with this situation. It's just not going to happen. 2020 is a year. It's not a situation that you're going through for a period of time. The next year will start right after 2020 ends, and the problems that we're facing now is not going to disappear on January the 1st, 2021. And then when Corona finally does disappear, we're not all going to be granted a therapist and free mental health care. We're not going to be granted leave, time off to rest and recuperate. No, we're not going to be. So we're not going to get time to sit down and try to reflect and think about it all and move on and recover. That's not going to happen. The problems are going to roll over, and we're going to have to move on without actually facing it, and that's going to cause problems further down in, maybe if not the society, just individual's life in general, and then the individual life will impact society. So no recovery. I would apologize for this video sounding depressing, but you know, the year has been depressing. So if we're reflecting on 2020, then it has to reflect the same theme. On to the next and last section of this video, 2021, and what I expect from that year. So as I said before in my first video, as I mentioned before in this video, I had a lot of expectations for this year. I really sat down and planned a lot of things that I expected to happen. Not really plan things that I wanted to do, but things that, you know, is the norm. So I just thought it would happen to me, you know, getting your summer job, stuff like that, probably going on vacation, you know. So I had planned those out, and then I had planned things for myself, getting goals done or completing goals. My 2020, um, what's that thing called? Resolutions. I'm used literally all of my December break doing that, and thankfully, probably the only good thing to like significantly good thing to come out of this year is that I had stuck to that for the whole entire year for the most part, and if I stopped, I picked it back up, so that's good for me. Yeah. So I completed a lot of my 2020 New Year's resolutions. But that excitement I had from 2020, from for 2020, in making my New Year's resolutions and all of that, I don't have it this year at all. I don't have it at all. I literally spent all of December making those plans. I haven't thought about 2021 for more than 10 minutes, and I don't want to be completely honest, because as I just said, it's not going to get better, so I'm not even going to try and expect it. I mean, I do expect it to get better at some point, but just not right away, so I'm not even gonna put any type of faith in that. I try to tell myself there shouldn't be too much to be afraid of or scared of, because my everyday, my day to day is not likely to change. Like me waking up and having to go to school, or having to open my laptop and go to school, me having to research on my own, finish assignments, that those type of things won't change, or it's not likely to change. But I can tell myself that, like, don't worry about turning 18, because things will change, but it won't be too big, not anything that you can't handle. But you don't know that. Like, you say nothing will change, or you say things will majority of things will be the same, but then there's so many things that you cannot predict in life. There's just so many things. God forbid, major character death. I'm talking in fan fiction. Major character death, major character illness, fatal illness, for you or the people closest to you. Like, I don't know if that's going to happen. So how can I sit down here and try to calm myself down, and say, there's really, at the end of the day, there's really nothing to worry about. But then there's so many things to worry about. And I'm going to continue worrying, because it's literally in my nature at this point. If it's not how I was born, that's how I'm operating right now, and I can't seem to change it. That's the end of my rant-ish. Was it a rant? I don't know. That's the end of my reflection. Yeah, nothing that excites me anymore. This is not fun. Yep. Goodbye. Please subscribe. I don't think anybody would want to subscribe after that, but please subscribe, please like and share and comment. Tell me how this year was for you, and if you have any things you're looking forward to next year, or if you have any expectations for next year. Maybe I can get some inspiration from the comments. I don't know.